everybody. As Lisa mentioned, my name is Maya. So I'm going to be talking about scale in the spirit of black labs. These are my two black labs, Hudson and Zinni. At 6 weeks old, playing under a bench, and now at 4.5 years old, weighing 120 and 117 pounds respectively. So what happened to them is similar to the story of what happened to my organization and similar to the work that we need to do. We need to grow exponentially. Mobilize.org was founded on the campus of UC Berkeley 9 years ago when one young person, David Smith, that gentleman up there, was fighting the ever-occurring tuition increases that were facing the students of the UC system. He received a letter that tuition would go up another 6%, which pales in comparison to the situation we have today. And he knew that for him, already working 2 jobs, living in affordable housing, pretty far off campus, that he would have to drop out of school. If you've ever met Dave's mom, you knew that that was not an option for him. So he needed to find a way to stay in school. Dave went and he met with the lobbyist of the UC system, and she sort of gave him 5 minutes and told him, just you and your friends, just go show up, and then went on to her next meeting. And so Dave sat in his fraternity house and thought, what does it mean to just show up? What does it mean to show up for our generation? And he organized the first ever Cal Lobby Day, where 110 students went to Sacramento to meet with their elected officials, resulting in the first ever moratorium on tuition increases temporarily for the state of California, saving the students $92 million in student fees, and a $30 million bond passed for affordable housing closer to campus so that students didn't need to commute as far and fight for parking spaces. So Dave naively thought if that worked once, then it'll just keep working around the country. So he built an organization then called Mobilizing America's Youth. When I joined Mobilize in 2005, we had 220 teams on college campuses, high school campuses, community college campuses across the country. I should also just stop and say I'm from New Jersey, so I fit an astoundingly large number of words into one breath. So if I'm speaking too quickly, just let me know. So the network of Mobilize grew really exponentially. We had 220 teams. We had about 3,500 young people that we were working with across the country. We had hired another staff member. But what we were hearing from the young people that we worked with was that they were sick of being talked to as if they were the leaders of tomorrow, instead of being recognized for the immense capacity that they had to impact change today. And so we thought, what's our responsibility to these young people to ensure that that happens? And from there, built the concept of Democracy 2.0, which is young people not just contributing to, but actively building the democracy that we're going to inherit. We created this unbelievable Democracy 2.0 declaration that speaks of an aspirational, transparent, diverse, inclusive democracy. You can check it out on our website. And so we thought, do we rest on our laurels? We wrote the declaration of our generation. We said no. We need to create action components that allow young people to actively build this democracy. And so what we do and how we built our movement were through Democracy 2.0 summits, in-person convenings, bringing together young people to address the issues that they find most pressing, work collaboratively to propose solutions, and then fund those solutions and support the implementation of those solutions. In the past 4 years, we've convened 9 summits with over 1,500 millennials in attendance and over 20,000 viewing online. We've invested over $150,000 in 26 millennial-led projects, one of whom is here today, Keith Morris with The Lounge. Our small investment has been leveraged to raise more than 4 times that for millennial-led solutions, and we've grown to 28,000 millennials, and we're growing and growing. So if you bear with me, I'll tell you that quick story. This is Generation X. This is a Time cover piece that was created to tell the story of Generation X. This is my generation. Millennials, the students you're teaching, born between the ages of the years of 1976 to 1996, are facing unique challenges. I don't know if you've heard this, but my generation is the first generation that's going to be paying back our own student loans as we put our kids through college. And so as I prepare to get married and have a family, both my husband and I will need to adjust our budgets accordingly. We're Almost half of us aren't going on to institutions of higher education. The need for community college strong community college systems and different credentialing systems. We'll talk about that in a moment. But what this picture shows really is the beauty of this generation. We're the most diverse, we're the largest, we're the most technologically savvy, and we're resilient beyond belief. All these obstacles that we're facing, I'm here to tell you that democracy will not only be okay, but it'll be better because of these people. So Mobilize wasn't my idea, but it was the idea that I made big, along with a really talented group of people, my board, my staff. So the first lesson I learned is that they are not ours. Have you heard of the leaky bucket theory? So the leaky bucket theory prescribes that this proprietary nature of, there are students, we're going to teach them, we won't provide them different opportunities, we won't allow them to pick different classes because they're mine. What we found, this statistic is bewildering. The 9.8 million millennials volunteered a total of 1.89 billion volunteer hours, making up half of all new volunteers last year. And that's because the retention and return of volunteerism for my generation went up increasingly because of online engagement and sharing of opportunities, and not just thinking about your students or your people as proprietary. What that meant for us is we started to think, what kind of partnerships can we build? We'll come back to that, actually. So, this is my best friend, Jen. She is, in fact, a redheaded stepchild, and she allowed me to use this picture for her. So I always joke with our staff that someone's always mad at us at Mobilize. We're not progressive enough for the progressives, and we're not conservative enough for the conservatives, because we're trying to find issues that unite us as a generation instead of divide us. And there's way too much work to be done by one party. And so we're really proud of the unlikely allies and partnerships and relationships that we've built. They've really, really sparked our work and encouraged us to move forward. One example of that, so let's take you back to 2009. I'm sitting in my office in Washington, D.C. I have 2 staff members. My budget is about $400,000. I have a network of about 10,000 young people now because we started to do these summits and things are going really well. Across the street, literally 2 blocks away, a good friend of mine, Decker Gongyang, who is executive director of an amazing organization called Generation Engage. He has 5 staff members. His organization's pushing 500 large. He's really excited about it, but he's not serving the 13,000 young people in his network as best as he can. So because we were redheaded stepchildren in the civic engagement movement, we started coming together and saying, what could we do together that we wouldn't be able to do apart? On January 11th of 2010, I was privileged to announce the acquisition of Generation Engage, Third Millennium, 18 to 35, and the 2100 Fund under the umbrella of Mobilize.org, which meant that we could be stronger together. What Mobilize is doing now, and what we've heard from the young people that we work with, is that education is at crisis proportions. So Mobilize has created the Target 2020 education series, My Education, Our Future. We're convening community college students across the country to talk about the unique obstacles and barriers that they're facing to completion, work collaboratively in groups to propose solutions, and then we fund those solutions. The first of those conferences was held in Charlotte, North Carolina, in October of this past year. And if you haven't had the chance to meet Emily Pakes and Keith Morris yet, those are 2 students who attended our summit. Keith won an investment in his project, The Lounge, and Emily has sort of catapulted her involvement at Durham Tech Community College. So Emily and Keith are right here in the front, if you guys can just wave. Please take time to meet with them. And I hope that next year students such as themselves are up here, because really they're my big idea, so you guys should be up here with me. So Target 2020, My Education, Our Future. I'm just gonna show you a brief video. Yes, we have some time. And the transformative part of what we do with these summits, and one of my most important lessons learned, was the use of interactive keypad voting technology. How many of you have ever used interactive keypad voting technology? So we get funding from San Francisco Foundation and Gates Foundation, and all of these really amazing funders that ask us to tally our demographics. And usually I'd walk into a room like this with my pad of paper, and I would say, it looks to be about 10% Asian Pacific, right? What a disempowering way to hold a community conversation. So with interactive keypad voting technology, we're able to take demographics, we're able to have interactive and deep conversations, we're able to ensure that not just the person who can shoot their hand up the quickest is heard. And so what we did is we put these keypads in the hands of the young people who have the problems, and we told them to give out the money that I spend all of my time raising to the projects that they think have the best chance of succeeding. And so we've turned these young people, oftentimes disenfranchised, oftentimes feeling as though they haven't been heard, into high-stakes philanthropists with very small amounts of money.
I'm a student here at Central Piedmont Community College, and just want to first say how much of a great opportunity it was to be a part of the Mobilize Target 2020 Summit. What I got here is I met and networked with a lot of great and wonderful people who all have very positive and very innovative ideas, as well as I'm going to be able to take back with me some issues, not only some things that affect my campus, but affect other campuses across the state, which will help me to be able to want to work to empower others to help come up with reasonable and solid solutions to prevent these barriers from continuing to be barriers to our generation now, as well as generations in the future.
It's been so long since I see you, my friend. And today the things they've gone my way, I'm back together.
Hi, my name is Kelly. I'm a student here at CPCC, Central Campus in Charlotte, North Carolina. I am thrilled to be a part of Mobilize.org. I am so passionate about all things students. I have a lot of passion for some of the things financial aid driven, like creating awareness for students who don't know about FAFSA and the opportunities that are out there for them. From personal experience, I am a late student. I'm coming to school at almost 30 years old, and this has been the opportunity of a lifetime, and I want to share that with all the other students that I get to come in contact with and the students that have yet decided on college. So I want to make a difference, and I want to create an impact and empower those who have a dream.
Today the things they've gone my way, I'm back together again. I'm staring in the mirror, it's been so long since I see you, my friend.
Hi, I'm Janae Baldwin, and I'm also a student at Durham Tech Community College. I'm having a wonderful time here at Mobilize. I feel like I'm learning. I feel like I'm really learning a lot. There are a lot of barriers as far as college completion. We're all here implementing our ideas as far as how to break those barriers, and we really hope that to make a big difference. If not now, then definitely for our rising generations and our rising college students, so that more than half of our society could be educated with college degrees. Wonderful. Thank you.
You can check out the rest of that video on our website, but I just wanted to let you know that we have Target 2020 summits planned here in California, April 15th through 17th, in San Jose, in Florida, in Detroit, in Philadelphia, all over the country. So if this is something that you think your students would benefit from at a high school, college, community college level, please let me know. So one thing I know really clearly is that there are two reasons for why I'm here today, neither of which I had any control over. The first is this woman who in 1980 woke up sobbing in a bed in Bucharest, Romania. She had had this vivid dream of this little girl wearing purple pants, and she knew that in communist Romania that wouldn't have been possible. And so she shook the man standing next to her, sleeping next to her, awake, and she said, "Nicholas, we need to go to America because I want to have a family and I want to have a daughter that can wear purple pants." And that's my mom. And she 100% does not understand what I do today. But she does understand that the only reason I can do it is because of the struggles that she went through. And so this is just funny because Brock's in the room. So we got a great, really generous investment from the Gates Foundation. I called my mom to tell her, and she said, "Thank God, Maya, now you can pay for your wedding." So no, I can't actually. Brock, can I? No? Maybe. So the second reason I'm here today is really because of people like you, people that took chances on me, that hired me, that inspired me, that let me sit in conferences like this when I was way too young to be in conferences like this. And now I'm so privileged to, as an organization individually, be able to take chances on people professionally. And so last slide, my favorite part of my job is to be a resource to you, whether it's funding, relationships, partnerships, coalitions, networks. This is my contact information. I really look forward to being in touch. And thank you, Lisa and the ISKME team, for inviting me here today.